She'll be joining me momentarily. I hear her coming down the hall. She's been getting Mom all squared away for the evening. I got Toby back here serenading me. I've got Pete back here having a little bite to eat. And so I don't know how much of that is getting on the camera. I mean, on the broadcast. So we'll see. All right, I've got my getting my chat box ready to go. Hey, David on Facebook. Un momento, por favor. Trying to get me up and going. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to go right there. Got everything set up, and then I'm just having all these hiccups. So, sorry. Hey, we got 25 people watching on YouTube. Yay. Be with you in just a minute. So, here we are. All right, let's see. So, North Dakota Pink says, cannot hear or see video. So, North Dakota Pink, if you can somehow hear or see me, refresh. All my indicators are that we are good to go. Anybody else having any trouble hearing and seeing?
Sounds
North
good.
Dakota Pink is in, so that reminds me of something else we need to do.
Yes.
But first thing, did y'all notice my t-shirt? Get closer to your food. Off grid with Doug and Stacy on YouTube. So I wanted to point out, just take a moment and point out my nifty t-shirt that I got. There's, if you guys don't know Doug and Stacy, I don't know, you must be living under a rock.
Then
But
don't be ugly. If you don't know Doug and Stacy, look them up and go subscribe.
Look them up. Go subscribe to Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. They are such encouragers of the YouTube community, specifically folks in our niche, the homesteading / small farm / rural living niche.
Yeah, and they're one of I'll say one of the few people that I see that they're truly off grid too.
Yeah, they are truly off grid. And in fact, I'll plug this for you. Doug released today a different kind of contest. Mm-hmm. It's not, well, it is for viewers, but it's for viewers who are also YouTubers. I encourage you to go. I'll have to remember. I didn't think to put a link to that in the description.
About that.
No, I didn't. But
I thought we would talk.
We talked about these T-shirts.
Yeah, but I thought we were talking about that too.
I'll try to remember to go put a link to this video in the description. So if you've got a minimum of 2,000 subscribers, and he did that because he wants this prize to go to somebody who has demonstrated that putting the effort in on their channel.
Yeah, they're actively trying to build their channel.
Yeah.
And everything. Yeah.
So you do like a 5-minute video, 5 minute or less. Doug gives you the exact title of the video, and please don't take what I'm saying for gospel. Go look it up.
Watch Doug's video.
But he gives you the exact title, and it's basically a quick 5-minute thing of why you, as a YouTuber with 2,000 subscribers or more, watch Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. Mm-hmm. And so the test is going to run through the month. I think he said on May 1st they're going to. The first place winner is going to get the kind of camera that Doug uses when he vlogs. If you've met him at the different shows, he's got it. He's going to throw in the little tripod, and so you're going to get that camera to really help you take your channel to the next level. And the second place winner is going to get a $100 Amazon gift card, which is pretty cool. So I actually didn't realize I was going to talk about that. I just mainly wanted to point out the t-shirt. There is a link in the description, and I've actually got it here. You can't click it, but it's shop.bonfire.com/offgrid, and you can go there and you can pick a Homestead Homie t-shirt, or you can get one like I got, Get Closer to Your Food t-shirt. And so I hope you'll do that. Again, it's shop.bonfire.com/offgrid, because they're doing this to raise money for hands-on learning programs at their place. Patty, you having hot flashes?
I don't know, but I'm hot.
It is. We've gone through another cold snap here. And but it does seem to kind of be kind of be warming up. So anyway, I got mine. We're gonna get, Patty's gonna get one too here coming up. We caught it sort of at the tail end of our budget cycle, and so we only got one. But support Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, because they do so much to support all of us.
Mm-hmm. They did, and Doug showed up at the Deep South Homestead gathering,
unannounced.
Unannounced, and
just didn't tell him, and he just came there.
Which was cool, you know, that he did that.
And he just came to show his support and to help foster the sense of community. So anyway, I hope you'll do that. I hope you'll go over there and tell him we sent you, just so he knows we're pulling for him to raise the funds for that learning center. They're getting ready to build a root cellar.
But the T-shirts for the learning center.
The T-shirts are for the learning center.
Yes.
This is not for.
It's not for Doug and Stacy raising money or anything like that.
That's
it's
right.
For this learning center.
It's for the learning center or the learning program for hands-on learners, which is pretty doggone cool, I think. And it's a great shirt. It's so soft. It's great material, great graphics, and so anyway.
Also, I want to say hey to everybody. I can't. So many people has come on and said hello. I can't name everybody. So a lot of people's on here. So hello, everybody. And just remember, if you say something directly to us or you have a question, please put it in all caps, because it helps us to find it in all the conversations.
So
I do. I got a mark on my left cheek. This is my left cheek. I got a mark.
Oh yeah.
Why?
That's
dirt.
what our mamas did.
It's dirt. I was in the garden.
Here, turn over here. I'll get it.
Tommy.
You're just so sweet all the time.
I don't see it.
It's still there.
Is it gone? I remember hitting myself.
Yeah, it's mostly gone.
Anyway, I was in the garden. We have some pictures to show you.
Yeah, we got lots of pictures.
I didn't take any pictures after what I did. He had already taken the pictures, so I was putting leaves out. So
well, it probably would have made me nervous trying to add more pictures at that late a date anyway.
Yeah.
So we do have lots of pictures of the garden. We finally got some stuff planted right the night before it dropped down to 15 degrees again or whatever it was. It wasn't 15, but we did have a 37 one night, didn't we?
When I looked at the temp this morning, it was 40, but so it probably did get to 37. So
yeah, crazy.
My little plants made it. Tara says she got a question. Any ebooks sold?
Yeah,
lots of ebooks.
Yeah,
sold.
we've sold lots of ebooks, y'all. If y'all haven't, in fact, I added this to our how to make sourdough bread playlist, which is way too long. We're redoing all that eventually. There's like 20 something videos in there because of different variations of stuff. But man, when Mike and Tara were here, and let's all just be sad for a moment that they're not.
We really miss them.
I told Patty, I said, every now and then I just have these pangs when I realize Mike and Tara aren't here anymore. And we just really love to kill them.
Such a fun time.
But anyway, so Patty and Tara, Patty basically went through, her whole book almost. I mean, not really, but
a lot of the recipes that are in the book, a lot of my favorite recipes, me and Tara did them.
Yeah. So, what book is that, Patty?
Sourdough Start to Finish.
Yeah. And where can you find it?
At aldermanfarms.net/ebooks.
How about that? Hey, but don't go buy it right now. Don't go buy it right this minute. I want you to wait a few minutes. Don't do it right now. I want you to wait because we may have an announcement. We do have an announcement. So we got lots to talk about. We got lots of pictures to show, and but just to give you an idea of some things that are going to happen toward the end of this, and somebody's supposed to be watching, and I've forgotten who you are. No, Tara, Pangs, Pangs. But anyway, we're gonna, of course, I'll cover this week's marriage tips for men, and I think it's an important one. But also, Patty is going to hand mix up some sourdough live on TV tonight on YouTube. And we actually had a question today about the difference between using a mixer and hand mixing.
Yeah.
And as far as instructions or recipe goes, there's no difference.
No difference in the recipe. Different in the way that it's a little more strenuous to do it by hand, but it's not that big a deal, especially if you're only making the regular batch. So
Patty would have forearms that look like Popeye the Sailor Man if she did handmade for the batches that she does for the farmer's market. I am what I am. Anyway.
Where did that come from?
I had a Popeye flashback.
Oh. Okay.
Suddenly I want some spinach.
And thank you, Amy. She's going to try and send my
Richard Pronicki.
Yeah,
Pronicki,
I can't say
I
that
think.
name. You know, it was so funny when you first told me you were going to send me that starter. I was just like, great, thank you. And Tommy said, you do know who that is, right? And I'm like, who? And when you tell, I was like, oh, yeah. I was so excited because I'm bad about remembering names. So.
Well, thank you, BJ. BJ Stacy got the ebook for the Instant Pot.
Oh,
Very
good.
nice.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoy that.
Yes.
So,
we still never showed Nanda's video.
Which video?
That we made at Deep South Homestead. We had issues with that. That's why we had like 2 or 3 videos come out, because I sent Tommy pictures. He thought he got them all. He didn't know what all I sent, and he didn't get them all.
Yeah, they didn't
But
come.
I remember that every once in a while.
That's right.
Because we have Nanda is going to be starring in one of our videos showing about her Instant Pot that she has.
That's right. All right, so we're going to be in, not exclusively, of course, but we will be talking about sourdough probably on every show between now and the first part of May. And why is that, Patty?
Because I'm going to be doing my first sourdough class at the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference, May 5th and 6th. And so
it's in Cookeville, Tennessee this year.
Yeah, it's in Cookeville, Tennessee. And so that's going to be my first time speaking about sourdough. So I'm nervous and I'm excited. So, anyway, but somebody must be here.
Somebody must be here. The alarm's going off. Hush. So here's the announcement. Starting right now and running through midnight, May the 7th. If you go to aldermanfarms.net/ebooks and grab Patty's Sourdough Start to Finish and use discount code GAHC2018, that's Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference 2018, you'll get $5 off.
It's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool, huh?
Yeah,
and it's good until midnight, May the 7th. So, like when the clock moves past 11:59 p.m. on that Sunday, the last day, when it clicks over to Monday, it's over. So go grab it. Stay here now and talk to us, unless you can multitask and do other things. But so there's the big announcement: GAHC 2018 for $5 off on Patty's Sourdough Start to Finish ebook. And also go to Living on a Dime. Does Tara have a ranch?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tara has a ranch. So Tara, if you can, I would love for you to post a link to the video that you and Patty did, because it's so well done.
Yeah,
it's 55 minutes. It's a lot of stuff.
You'll get to see us first thing in the morning, too, with our morning faces. Y'all see me all the time without makeup. I do have on my makeup today. It's Sunday. But
what all did y'all make in that video?
We made a regular loaf of sourdough, and I call it an artesian loaf of sourdough because it was round. And I actually how to shape it in the video,
it was fancy looking.
And I did a jalapeno cheese. I did 2 queen loaves. Oh, and a basil. I think that's it. Oh, cinnamon rolls. We did cinnamon rolls out of the dough, not the cinnamon roll recipe.
Did you say queen loaf?
Yes, I said 2 queen loaves.
2 queen loaves. Yeah.
And also, I wanted to talk to you about this before the show, but I forgot. I'm doing this sourdough, and so we'll be I'll be putting it in loaves probably around 6 or 7 in the morning. So I wanted to go live showing how to shape loaves in the morning. So
tomorrow morning?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
So let's say 7 o'clock we're going to go live.
That means I better go to bed now.
So at 7 we'll go live, and I'll
this on Facebook and YouTube. I say yes.
Yeah, I want to record it. I want to be able to use it like in our a thing that we're going to be doing.
All right, we'll do that. I'll set up an event and 7 a.m. How about that? I'll set up a YouTube event for 7 a.m. in the morning.
Y'all, thank y'all for the encouragement. And Jan, I can't believe I'm not going to get to see you there. You'll have to come again because I want to see you. Maybe I just need to. I need to go your way. That's what it is. I need to have a little trip to go visit Jan.
That's fine.
How about that?
That's fine.
So I'll just come up your way, Jan, and we'll just have a get together. How about that?
Tammy McWhirter Davis bought Starter and an ebook last week. Thank you very much,
thank you, Tammy.
We've just been blown away by the kind remarks about the book, and it's only our second time to do it. And I got some other stuff I want to mention here briefly about some ebooks that are. Let me go ahead and mention this. Go ahead.
Wasn't that Angie that?
Yes, it was Angie. I saw that.
Was it Angie? Okay.
Yeah, Indiana
okay.
Spec 96.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
It's going to be for you, Angie.
I want to ask one
you.
question. I see Pat Skelton on here, and I just want to know if that's Pat Skelton from. Never mind, that wasn't Pat Skelton. That was Glenn Skelton that I knew. Never mind. Sorry, Pat.
So Pat
Hello,
Skelton,
Pat.
are you secretly Glenn Skelton? That's the question.
No.
No.
But anyway, sorry. I went to high school with some Skeltons.
So let me tell you, been thinking about ebooks, right? And so YouTubers, if any of the YouTubers out there who are in our audience, and I know Tara is like the ebook queen.
Yes.
And so Tara, you can just ignore what I'm about to say. I don't know, you may pick up something too, but I've just been excited. We've been excited about the ability to put together ebooks in the modern age. We use Pages on a Mac, and it's so easy. Mm-hmm. We send it to our editors in Google Docs, and they look it over. And anyway, so it's so easy. Well, I got to thinking about something. Let me show you. This is the thumbnail. Now, the thumbnail's been updated. This wasn't the original thumbnail, but this is the thumbnail on the very first video that we uploaded on the Alderman Farms YouTube channel, how to set a corner post without concrete. Now, and I got to tell you something, and I say this, I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, I just say it like this because it's funny. I own that terminology on the internet. If you go to Google and type in how to set a corner post without concrete, I'm #1 on Google. If you just type in corner post no concrete, I'm #1 on Google. It's pretty crazy. And we did that video actually to pay homage to our mentor, Mr. Thomas Carl Stump Easley. He's no longer with us. He lived close to us in Louisiana and taught us everything we need to know. And he taught us that method of how to set a corner post without concrete. And so I did a video. I broke all the YouTube rules. I've got long title slides and blah, blah, blah. But it's 11 minutes long. And at the time, that was in 2012. At the time, 11 minutes was too long. You didn't have long videos back then. And but I didn't know what I was doing. But I accidentally SEO'd the fire out of it. The search engine optimization. I just stumbled into excellent keywords that people were really searching and all that. So that's
his start of YouTube.
That's our start of YouTube, and it's like always within our top 3 most viewed videos. Well, guess what? I'm turning it into an ebook. I watched it the other day and took the pertinent screenshots. I'm going to put together instructions in an ebook that I may not promote in any other way other than as cards tagged onto that video. It's got almost a 500,000 views. And I'm just going to promote it on that video. Of course, it'll be available in our store, aldermanfarms.net/ebooks. And so anybody can get it if they want, but I'll probably price it at $3 to $5, depending on how long it is or whatever. And so here's my prompt to you fellow YouTubers out there. We've got 760 something videos on our YouTube channel, I think, something like that. And however many you have, which among them would lend themselves to a written little e-pamphlet or e-book that you could sell for $1 or $2 or $3 or $5 to complement, not just to do it, but to provide value to the community, to the people who are trying to learn how to do something. So anyway, I would encourage you to go back through your library of videos and find ones that would lend themselves to do that.
Mm-hmm. And congratulations, Jan. She's graduating in December. Yay!
Wow!
Yay! So she said she'll be at the conference next year for sure. So
Yay.
that's great. And
Jan,
hey,
I think you need a celebratory trip. You need to take your senior trip to Lincoln County, Mississippi.
yes, most definitely. Most definitely. And I want to say hey to North Dakota Pink. She's finally hearing and seeing us. So good.
Yay. So
And
speaking
we've
of
got-
that.
Yes, we've got to.
We got a little happy from North Dakota
yes,
Pink.
and I love, love, love it. Uh-oh. She sent.
You probably should have washed them before you decided
Yes,
to
well,
show.
I've been using them.
Because they've
but they're-
been in use since the day we got them.
Oh, it's upside down.
You might have to bring it closer so it doesn't fade out.
This is some kitchen towels. And I just love them with the farm animals on there. And look at this one. Let me see if I can fold it how it's supposed to be folded.
Okay, I see Tara
Look at this,
posted
so
the video
cute.
link in Facebook. So good. Look at that.
Look how cute. I just love it.
Patty just giggled.
I just love them.
And then she sent
Thank
me a
you
little.
so
she
much.
sent me a little thing. Oh, I wish I
What's
had
it
the
say?
note.
Well, I had it sitting
It's
here.
right over there. It's right over there. I'll wait. Yeah. So thank you, Tara, for posting the link to that video on Facebook, and I'm assuming you've also done it on YouTube. Yeah. So she sent me a little something and says to Tommy, and I accidentally tore it because she wrote this lovely note on like tissue paper.
That's the wrapping of the paper.
Yeah, I mean not tissue paper like toilet paper. Tara wouldn't. Well, no, Tara would approve because it's multi-use. I hope you can see the sense of humor in this gift. Several times throughout the year, Tomas would ask you why while helping you. Your answer has been because we're helping Patty because she asked us to do it this way, etc. And then she asked if about clarification on what Tomas calls Patty, which is money.
Money.
Or money. But anyway, so this is it's a magnet, and I've got it hanging on the fridge, and it says, I only do what the voices in my wife's head tell her to tell me to do.
That's great.
And I got a
That's
kick
great.
out of it, and I absolutely love it, and it is prominently displayed on the refrigerator.
Yes.
And that's right. That could be another rule. That's not the one we're going to talk about tonight. But that was so
love it.
good.
But
Thank you so much.
much.
We really appreciate it. It was
love
so
it.
thoughtful
Love
of
it,
you.
love it.
Oh, let's see.
Tara says she's never gonna live it down. You're not, Tara. You're not. So
No. All right, so let's see. We covered the T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
We have already mentioned your book one time, and I know Tara's probably counting the number of times that we need to do that. But
no, she's not.
oh, I'm just picking. Tara's a slave driver. All right, you want to do some photos?
Yeah, let's show them let's give them a greenhouse update because, well, actually, let's show them the garden
Wait.
first because some of the stuff we took out of our
Okay.
that we planted was in the greenhouse. My spaghetti squash had gotten really big, was falling over. My zucchini squash, the same thing, and my cucumbers. So I really needed to get them in the ground. Plus, you know, for me, I felt like Easter's already passed and I haven't planted green beans. So I was like, I need to have my green beans in the ground. So we got the green beans in the ground and I checked and they did not float away in all the rain.
No, it looked good.
Oh, y'all, I don't know if y'all saw that on, I know Deep South had asked for prayer for everybody in the path of the storms coming through. And we did have terrible storms.
Yeah.
In fact, Corey, that was Friday night.
Is he still at work?
Yeah, as far as I know, that was Friday night. The storms that Corey got called out at 8 o'clock Saturday morning.
Y'all know
7:30,
Corey
8
works for the
o'clock.
local power company.
Yeah, he works for the power company, and he worked till 11:45 last night and was back going to work by 7:30 this morning.
And he's, to my knowledge, unless
well, you
that
know
was
what?
him
That
when the
might have
dogs
been him.
bark.
Yeah, that might have been him coming
If that
home
wasn't him when the
after 8
dogs
o'clock.
bark, he's still out.
But I bet you that was him coming in. So I know he is some kind of tired. But so there was like 20 poles that were snapped. So that was
Twisted
a lot.
Twisted Mickey,
So.
we had, that's hilarious. Twisted Mickey. we have 116 acres of property, but it's mostly timber, and we have about 8 acres, I think we figured, that are kind of under fence.
Yeah, that's
And,
right around here, around the house.
right around
Not
the
counting
house.
the pine trees. That's
25 acres.
25
We do
acres.
have 25 acres of pine trees fenced in that I've got 1 cow, 3 pigs, and a goat over there.
Mm-hmm.
And
and we
so-
had 5 pigs yesterday.
Yeah.
over there.
We had 5
but let me
pigs
say,
yesterday.
Hey, Beth. And hey, Southern Ark Homestead. Tommy Nettles.
Greatest neighbor in the universe. That's him in the brown coveralls. I'm the fat guy in the blue, standing next to Blue. And Blue's such a good dog. He just watched. He didn't get into us, but
So
anyway,
they slaughtered pigs
we sent a
yesterday.
couple of hogs to freezer camp yesterday, and it's going to be some
Actually,
good
they're
eating.
ice chest camp right now. I'll be dealing with that tomorrow.
Yeah. All
to
right.
get
So
into
you
the
ready?
freezer camp. Yeah. Let's back
Here
to
we
the
go.
garden. Yeah. I actually planted. This is the same place that I had planted squash, cucumbers
Along
last
the
year.
fence line, not the boxes.
Along the fence, and those closest to where Tommy was standing when we took the picture are cucumbers. But like when that first T-post close to you all the way down, the rest of that is spaghetti squash. So I got to get that in, and then down this side, there's the cucumbers right there. So.
And horseradish in the bottom right.
Yeah, that's horseradish in the bottom right. And it's coming back up. It didn't look great, but it came up. Oh, what is that?
Snap beans.
Oh, that's the snap beans, yeah. And y'all, I did this a little different. You know, we're trying to go to no-till, and our ground's really not quite ready for no-till, but we're doing it anyway. And I say it's not quite ready. My soil's not that loose, but I had Tommy weed eat. You see to the left, all that grass, and it's mainly chickweed. It's not really grass. He weed-eated it all the way down to the dirt, and I took the hoe, and he did one where I did the other, and we scraped a trench, and I planted my green bean seeds in there, and then we covered it with manure. And so I went and checked, and then I patted it down really good with the hoe, and the seeds were still there, so they hadn't floated away. And if you can see, kind of in the middle of the screen, that is zucchini squash, and they look pretty rough after the rain. They look pretty rough, but I think they're going to be okay. I've got to get leaves around them. I didn't get leaves around them.
This is a comfrey plant that we bought. We got from Old Alabama Gardener last year at the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference, and it must be something wrong with it. It's stunted. It hadn't gotten any bigger than that since last May. That's a joke. That's a joke. This plant is indestructible, y'all. This is its 3rd or 4th life. Because the goats have gotten in there 3 or 4 times, 2 or 3 times.
2 times. Chickens got it one time.
Oh, chickens got it once, and ate it to nothing.
Well, and no, really, it is on its 3rd life because the chickens got it once. Then our snow.
Yeah, that's
our
right.
Snow, and I covered it with a pot, hoping it would be okay. And when I uncovered it, it just didn't look good, and it had died back. And then it grew back, and then the goats ate it to nothing.
I mean, it was gone.
And there it is. So,
and look at it
yay.
now. I mean, and that's just within a couple of weeks of it, poking its head up. So we're going to do a better job protecting it this time.
Beth has a question. She said their baby goats are 3 weeks old. Yay, you have baby goats, so that means you have milk, so that's wonderful. She wants to know if she's waited too late to disbud. I don't think so, Beth.
I don't remember.
I think
we don't debud ours anymore.
Yeah, we don't disbud them anymore. But it might be a question to ask your vet, or are y'all going to be disbudding them? Because I know if their little horns are too long, that iron that goes down over them, I don't think it's an empty tube, So you can't do it when they're very big. So
yeah,
I'm really not sure. It's
just been too long.
Tommy and Mr. Stump disbudded ours once or twice, and after that we brought them to a vet because Tommy couldn't take it.
No, I did it once or twice once we moved up here.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm. Once or twice, but then
he said no more.
Yeah, and that's not the reason we stopped. I mean, it's the reason I stopped. We actually had a great relationship and a great arrangement with our vet, who now only does small animals, but at the time did large and small. And they actually kept the burning iron and the holding box at the vet clinic, and I let them use it for other clients, and so they would do mine for me for free. But the older I get, the softer hearted I'm getting, and I'm telling you, man, those things.
Well, they sound like a baby.
They sound like a baby. They sound like a human baby screaming. And it just, I'd have to go lay down. It was, so that's not the reason we stopped. The reason we stopped because we've got wooded areas around here. And we would prefer the goats have some kind of defense.
Yeah, that's their natural defense. So, we don't keep them real close to the house all the time. Time to Sow said, what cucumber variety did I plant? Japanese long cucumbers. We really, really like them. They grow very fast, and I actually was the first one at the market last year to have them, and so people tried them. A lot of times people were a little scared of them, like they'd have big seeds or something because they get so long.
They love them.
They love them. They were just asking for more and more and more. So I only planted 16 plants. So I put up pickles with them and everything, but I still should have some to sell if they do well. But I've got them on the fence as long as the goats don't get them. I do have 6 plants that are inside the garden on the arch that
Patty does well
we
with
have
cucumbers.
Grapes on. Yeah, they usually do really good. So
let me address this comment from Danielle Yoder. Said, "Will you do a video of Patty cutting the pork for the freezer? I'd like to see that."
Oh.
Since we have too many guinea hogs ourselves. Well, I was going to say probably not, because we don't do charcuterie. We treat them like a deer. You know,
she just wants to know how to do it, though.
That's fine. We might do it, but I don't know. We might or we might not. No promises. Or we might do it eventually, whether or not we do it on these. All right. Okay. Back to the garden, or you got some more?
Remember, y'all, put it in caps, please, if y'all say anything directly to us.
Yeah. Beth said, good point. May rethink that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, Bandana said any small piece of comfrey root will grow back. So it's very hardy. So.
Well, I believe it, because it looks, I mean, look at it. It looks fantastic to know it's been dead 3 times.
Yeah, Tara, I can do that. She said she should get me to dry some comfrey and send it to her, because she's been wanting to make a salve out of it for a long time. I'd be glad to.
Okay.
I'm
just making note of the time here. It's 8:30.
I know, you keep talking. I know, you
all right, well, look right here. What is that?
That is cilantro, and that looks like little grass leading up to it, but it's not. It is, well, some of it might be, but there's a lot of dill in there too. I've got it's an 8-foot box, and I have this comfrey cilantro in one end, and the rest of the box is dill, because I use a lot of dill. So,
and this?
That is some of my free. The cilantro was my free plants too, and this was free plants, and that is kale, and I think mostly cabbage, and then there's some peppers towards the end of that. And then, did you take a picture of the rest of it, of the box?
Yeah. I think, but I just wanted to say how fantastic that kale looked.
Yeah, it really looks good. So at the other end, I planted mustard greens, just a little bit of mustard greens for us to eat. So,
and here we go.
And that is some lettuce and some little spinach, and there's 4 tomatoes in there, and I think maybe a comfrey, I keep saying comfrey, cilantro plant. That's some of the free plants again. Yeah. That's why I have those plants in the boxes. So, and then that's just boxes ready to plant. That's garlic, a little bit of garlic with a whole lot of weeds. We haven't dealt with that box yet.
And the goats ate our grapevines, but that's not the best picture because of the background, but the grapes are coming back too.
Yeah,
you can see on top of that trellis, one of them has already reached the top of the trellis.
I just have to tell you, Andy said talking about the comfrey, said that's because it came from Alabama. And don't nothing from Alabama die easy.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's too funny.
I got some greenhouse photos.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I know this one.
I'm trying to catch up with the chat too. So, okay, I think I'm caught up.
Yeah, food forest permaculture. That's why we're excited to have it. It said comfrey pulls minerals deep from the ground. It's good for eating. And,
and I'm going to use it to lay in my boxes too, around my plants to fertilize them.
Right, to add to the leaf cover. You know, because as it dies, it'll be building that soil. Speaking of building soil, I don't know how many of y'all remember, Patty and I went to a Redeeming the Dirt conference in Alabama a couple years ago. And we're very excited about it. Christian-based agricultural principles. And Noah Sanders, the guy who is the American representative for Foundations for Farming, which was started in Zimbabwe, I think, just launched his first online course on building soil God's way. And so I'm excited about that, not only to learn more about how God takes care of the stuff he makes. God knows best how to build soil, but also that we'll be able to use that as a springboard to the gospel. So I just thought about that when I said building the soil.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to do. And I just love that. I wish we could go to another one of those conferences because that was just really.
That's the first
really
place
amazing.
we met Joel Salatin. It was right after he wrote his coming out book, where he came out as a Christian in.
Nancy had said
sure.
earlier that the wind really was whipping her tomato plants all around and everything. And she thought they were going to blow away. I hope they were okay, Nancy. I'm taking that they did make it through all that wind. So, and also Sandy Black said that she remembers her mom making, what does she call it? Medicine for the goats, with Comfrey. So that's interesting.
Time to Sow, I think he does. I'm not sure. Time to Sow said, does old Alabama gardener sell Comfrey? Can't find any around here. I would encourage you to reach out to him. And I know he is a Comfrey wizard, and so reach out to him. I don't know if he sells it or not. But if you're going to be, BJ Stacy said 7D Farm probably sells Comfrey. I didn't know that, but you could probably get your hands on some if you're coming to Cookeville, Tennessee, May 5th and 6th for the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference at Tennessee Tech, on the campus of Tennessee Tech.
And also, Amy brings up a good point. Be careful with Comfrey. And I have read this. Amy is an expert. Too much can be toxic to humans, and I would assume animals too. Animals tend to know when it's just growing, how much they can and can't eat. Most of the time, sometimes my animals will eat stuff that's not good for them. But,
most of the time they won't.
Yeah, most of the time. And so, a tonic. Yes, thank you, Sandy. That was the word I was looking for. Her mom made a tonic for the goats.
Yeah.
Yes. In fact, I have actually read about Comfrey that a lot of times they suggest not to ingest it. But and then somebody had written on here about using it as more of a poultice, like on sprained ankles, torn ligament tendons, and stuff like that. That it's really, really good.
In fact, old Alabama gardener does that all the time. He makes a poultice out of it and wraps it around his knee when he has some inflammation.
What if it helped my back?
Might.
Well, wouldn't hurt me anyway.
Yeah, we need to let our plant get a little bigger, I think. But anyway.
Yeah.
Hey.
So.
All right. Somebody said they've been wondering about the greenhouse.
Yep.
So
that was
here's
Mark.
your little
Mark
balcony.
My balcony garden that's not on the balcony.
Yeah.
And I think
we need to drill some holes.
Yeah, they're done. They don't have any drain holes, so I forgot to put them back in the greenhouse, and so my comfrey that's in pots and my spinach that's in the pots are looking really bad, but they were looking really good before the rain. But the tomatoes growing, the pepper is growing, but I don't think it's going to actually be my balcony garden. And if Jan's on here, I don't know if she's seen this yet. I was inspired in the first place by Jan to do this because she had such a beautiful balcony garden last year. But anyway, I think this is going to end up being Tomas's balcony garden. So he's so thrilled with his sunflowers that he planted for his mommy, how well they're doing. And so I think that he likes to grow things and he really gets a kick out of it. So I think instead of me doing it, but I've told his mama that they're going to have to give me an update every week where I can show people how the balcony garden's doing. So.
Hang on a second. I have totally just forgot about Facebook over here, guys. I'm so sorry. And Trisha was asking, our pal Trisha.
Hey, Trisha.
Was asking what is Comfrey used for. Trisha, I think we probably answered that. But I just wanted to make sure. I'm sorry about that. And Tank said needs horseradish for her master tonic. Well, we're gonna probably have plenty when it's
you're doing
when
your master tonic? Okay.
Yeah, well, I thought we put horseradish in our master tonic.
Horseradish. I was thinking.
Oh, you were
Comfrey.
still thinking about Comfrey.
Yes, I'll do my. But look, we made up so much of that tonic when I got. We made it one time, and just one bottle of it, or maybe we did it twice and did a bottle.
I think so, yeah.
And it's like we need to make more of this. We need it to last. And so I don't know how many bottles I did, but we're still drinking on it.
We're still drinking it.
I don't. It'll be, and that's why I started growing the horseradishes, where I could put that in there. But I haven't used any of my own horseradish in it now that I've been growing it. So,
all right, here we go. I know you're excited about this photo.
Yes, y'all, that is, oh my gosh, a Mirliton. And it's not spelled like I just said it. I don't know why it's spelled different, but I'm saying it the right way. Mirliton. It is more of a Louisiana type. Well, I don't know. Is it a Louisiana thing? I don't know.
That's French.
It's French, but anyway, my pawpaw used to grow these, and it's like a squash, and they call them vegetable squash, I think, sometimes. But anyway, I saved some from the farmer's market, and 2 of them shriveled up to nothing. 2 of them was looking okay, and now I only have this one. But look, it is coming to life. So I'm so excited. And they say just one plant can, you can get like 50 off of one plant. So anyway.
Time to Sow said her name is Jan too. She thinks you're caught. She keeps thinking you're talking to her.
I'm sorry, Time to Sow.
I just thought about I might have me a little shot of tonic.
Yeah, you see, that's how I got. And I put.
I just shook it up real good too.
I put. Oh well, I can't say what I put in there now. What's the root? Ginger and what else did I put in there? Ginger and the orange one.
Turmeric.
Turmeric. Yes, I steeped that in there too.
Also, welcome to Crepe Myrtle Farmstead, new subscribers. Well, thanks.
Thank you.
We're happy to have you aboard. So, Tricia, I hope Tricia's done turned her nose up and hit her house because no, she didn't.
Yes, thank you, Time to Sow, Jan. Time to Sow. See, but we say Mirliton. I don't know.
That's how you spell it.
But it looks like Mirliton.
Yeah, but it's just a Cajun pronunciation.
Mirliton.
Mirliton. I mean, the R just kind of disappears.
It just disappears. So.
All right, let's see. Where did we leave off? We left off with the Mirliton.
Yes.
Next on the greenhouse tour.
There's the greenhouse, and there is the tomatoes. Now, I can't remember the name of them. If you look over to the left, the second tray from the left, in the middle, it looks like a big skip. Well, it is a big skip. I don't know, but there is like 1 or 2 coming up. I think that's a Granny Centrale or something like that didn't come up. And it was, I got the seeds last year, so maybe that's just why, but I hardly got any new tomato seeds this year, and they do good. So anyway, so I'm excited about that. And that over to the left is the new little melon that I'm trying, and then around the other ones coming up are peppers. And boy, peppers are so slow to come up. Golly, they're so slow. And let's see.
Rosemary. That's rosemary.
Yeah, I got there's. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I was confused because I saw the squash because I already took the squash out, but that's the yellow. That's my rosemary. I did buy that one plant in the white, but then I picked off the little sprigs and put it in the soil, and I've kept it good and moist, and I think they're taken. So I'm real excited about that. So.
And looky here.
Wait, I didn't finish.
Oh, sorry. Ignore that.
Anyway, and then there's my yellow squash, and then there is okra. Oh, look, we need to tell them about the plans for the garden, too, what we're changing. Go ahead.
Okay. Looky here.
That is my moringa.
Yes.
Is that moringa? Do I say it wrong?
I don't know. It's close.
Moringa.
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 We finally got some moringa that just hadn't been warm enough, and she's got several. There's a couple more coming up.
Yes, I'm very, very happy. Usually they only take about 10 days, Jen from the Nut House told me, and she's like, replant them. And I was going to, but I saw that it was starting to sprout. It's because it's been kind of cold here, and they really need the warmer temperatures. And I don't heat my greenhouse. Now, if we were going to freeze or something, I would go ahead and heat it. But like last night, it got down to 37. And that was just one night. If we were going to have a lot of nights at 37, I would go ahead and put a heater out there. But, if it gets only like 40, 45, 50 at night, it's getting up to 70 and 80 during the day. It hasn't hurt it yet. So, yeah, and that's what, Jan said to do the heated seed mat for the peppers. I hadn't thought about that, Jan, because I was going to do the heated mat for moringa, but I could do that on the peppers. if I
Red
need
Duchess
to.
said the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Red Duchess said peppers like bottom heat for faster germination.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to remember that because they are just so slow to
And
germinate.
then that's the last one.
Yeah, that's okra. That's okra from Baker Creek seed. The other one on the other side was from Will Height seeds. So,
Whew, it's 8:45. I'm going ahead and call it now. We're going into overtime. We're going into overtime. So
time to sow. I haven't seen Jen from the Nut House on here. She's got seeds. I don't know if Deep South is selling seeds or what they're doing. Hopefully, I'll have seeds next year. But Jen could get you some seeds too if Deep South is not going to have any. So.
eventually we'll have some. We hope that is the plan. Mm-hmm. That's the plan, Stan.
So, I'm looking back to see. What I want to tell you about the garden. And we should have taken a bigger picture to show y'all. You know how I've got my boxes? I think I've got 8 of them. And I think we have decided to go almost all box gardens because I'm going to leave my snap beans in rows right now. And then back going towards the barn, I'm going to leave all that in rows for like squash and stuff because I don't want to try and put squash in boxes. But
You're talking about everything from the area of the snap beans where you see the trellises to the right where you see the fence.
Yeah, all the way over there. And that's only, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Maybe
6.
4.
That'll end up being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Be about 6 rows that won't be in the box area. But I'm like the okra. I'm going to go ahead and plant them in boxes. I've done potatoes in boxes. The only thing I don't like my peas and stuff like that, I kind of don't like to do them in boxes because they get so bushy and I'm scared a snake's going to be down under there. But I just may put out some mothballs and that'll make me feel better. Even if it don't work. Don't tell me if it don't work.
Make the peas smell like mothballs probably. So, Southern Art wants to know if we grow turmeric.
No. I did plant one, but it didn't. It did come up, but then that's it. So, there's a shot. So, oh, Tommy. Daddy, did I send you sweets?
It's fine, really.
Kelly, you know what? I think you did send me the sweet potato squash seeds.
Y'all, we can't remember what our name is.
No, but I haven't moved. I've got some stuff over at the trailer that I haven't moved everything over here. I've got to go find those seeds.
Yeah, you do. Yes, you do.
Yes. Thank you. Yes, thank you very much. I've got some other seeds I've got to get planted too. I'm not even finished planting stuff in the greenhouse, and I feel like, and I just have to get up and do it because I've got so many different things.
All right, so let me switch gears right here. I'm gonna remind everybody that they can go to aldermanfarms.net/ebooks and they can actually pick up your 20 easy Instant Pot recipes. They can pick up your sourdough start to finish. But if they're going to get sourdough start to finish, they really need to, before they do that, or once they do that, they need to remember that until midnight May the 7th, you can enter the discount code GAHC2018, which stands for Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference 2018, to get a whole $5 off of that book. So you can get it for $10, and we think you'll enjoy it. It's good stuff. Speaking of books, I am working on several, but you guys know we're working on an ebook called. Go ahead.
I want to say thank you to Arlie that just downloaded the sourdough start to finish. Thank you very much. Thank you. But let me catch up on this before we get started on something else. So, Bandana wants to know if I get squash borers. I haven't yet. They do have them here, but I haven't as of yet. So hopefully
we just
I won't get that. So
Patty has great success with yellow squash. Let's see. Time to Sow wants to know if we grow blueberry bushes. Well, we want to.
And I've tried. Last year was not his fault. Or the boys.
But prior to last year, we really needed to
Yeah.
find a bush hog resistant blueberry bush, and they just haven't come out with them yet. So, I guess.
Yeah. They're not. They don't have. I need some that are lawnmower resistant.
Yeah. Not anymore. Not anymore. All right,
Yeah.
you ready?
Yeah. Go ahead, baby.
So, this week's marriage tip for men. Rule number 1. As for secrets, yours or hers or yours, and let there be none between you. I want you to read that again. As for secrets, yours or hers or yours, and let there be none between you. That'll also be available sometime soon in the aldermanfarms.net/ebooks. So what are we talking about here? It's a matter of trust. And, these are marriage tips that I've learned over the years, that some of which we've learned together, some of which through hard knocks, some of it through the counsel of godly men and women. Mm-hmm. But this is a very important one, and I want to expand your thinking about it just briefly. I'm not going to take too long to talk about this. Patty and I have no secrets. There's none. First, let me say this too. If you work if you work for a top secret government agency, I get it. I get it that you can't be sharing confidential information. Okay, we're not talking about that. But Patty and I have no secrets.
Or if you're a doctor, that
Right, patient confidentiality. Yeah,
We're not talking about that.
We're not talking about that.
Life.
So don't save your cards and letters coming up with 100 justifiable reasons that you can keep secrets. That's not what we're talking about here. Patty and I have no secrets. We know where, and with our cell phones, with Find My Friends, we always know where each other is. That's just a matter of common courtesy.
And I've never turned that off. Have you?
No.
We don't turn it off.
We don't turn it off.
I want him to be able to find me, if he needs me.
It's a safety. There's lots of reasons we do that.
Yeah.
It's not because either one of us are creepy and we're stalking our spouse. No. It's a matter of accountability. It's a matter of, Patty stalks other people, just not me. Most of the time.
Right.
Yeah. But it's a matter of safety too, because if we're not together all the time, and if we're separate and something bad were to happen, it would be really nice. Patty watches detective shows all the time, and she's like, I want to know where the blood trail will start, so she'll have to come.
I know where to start looking.
Where to start looking.
Because I'm going to look, baby.
Yeah. So you will. And if somebody decides to murder me, just know this, you will not get away with it. This woman will find you.
And hunt you down.
She will find you out. She'll call Lieutenant Joe Kenda, and they will be on you. So, anyway, no secrets. We both know the unlock code on each other's iPhone. At any time, she could pick up my phone. She knows how to unlock my computer. I know how to unlock her computer. And it's just a matter, as a man, for one thing, that's accountability for me. I would never lock my wife out of my computer because I wouldn't want her to think I was trying to hide anything from her. And we've already talked about that in the previous rule number 1. It's not okay to look. And that includes pornography and things like that. So the flip side, so the first part of that is, the second part of the rule is let there be none between you. So there are no secrets between us. And there should be no secrets between you and your spouse, excepting those legitimate things we talked about, confidentiality things, and you're a doctor or you work with the CIA or something.
Now, I do want to say that I've had a friend share something personal in her life that happened to her, and it wouldn't be appropriate for me to tell that to Tommy. That's not that I'm keeping something from him that pertains to my friend that
Right.
needed to talk about
Right.
something. That's a little different,
No, it is different. And
know.
if someone asks you to keep confidentiality, there's several different ways you can handle it. And for one thing, I trust.
But like I've told Tomas, and I've raised my kids. If anybody ever tells you not to tell your mom and daddy, you tell them right away.
Yeah.
And I mean that's the same. I would never, keep a secret from Tommy.
Right.
Now
I'll tell you
like
what
that.
I've done. What I've done in the past. And first of all, you're right. I agree with you that there could be. You could have a friend who needs a confidential shoulder. Mm-hmm. And I don't have any problem with that. But there could be situations, and I've run up on this.
And I was talking about a girlfriend, not a boyfriend. So.
Right, of course. You shouldn't be in a one-on-one.
I never keep anything that a man were to talk to me
right.
about from him.
That's right. So, and same thing here. I've been in conferences before and had women say inappropriate things. And the first thing I do is text it to Patty or pick up the phone and call Patty.
Like, she better be watching out.
Yeah, because I know where you are, and I'm going to start the blood trail. Anyway, but I have had situations before where people have said something to the effect of, "Hey, I need to tell you something, but don't tell Patty." And I'm like, "No, that ain't going to work." Because here's the deal. Here's where this rule comes from. Biblically speaking, a man and a woman become one flesh, the Bible says. And so how can I have secrets from myself, right? I mean, if Patty is me and I am her, if we are one flesh in the eyes of God, there can't be secrets. So I have most of the time, again, if it's not something where I feel led to give a confidential shoulder to somebody, if it's just some gossip or something like that, I said, no, it doesn't work like that. Because I share everything with Patty. And while I'm on the subject of secrets, you may think this is a weird way to tie this in. And I don't want to, listen, I'm not proclaiming this as a hill to die on, all right? There may be legitimate reasons to have separate bank accounts. I'm not going to fight anybody about that. We don't have separate bank accounts because, in our opinion, the way we read Scripture, we are one flesh. So I have been the primary breadwinner since we got married, and the money that I make is her money.
I've never felt like it was Tommy's money. I don't mean that.
I can promise you that.
I've always felt like it was our money, and it's because he's made me feel that way. I mean,
Yeah.
he puts it in the bank account, and I tell him how we spend, how he can, here's your money, here's what you can spend,
Yeah.
and I do the bill.
I ask her permission to spend my money.
So I mean, I'm not a hoard like that, but I mean, I have always been the main budgeter, and I mean, I still make our budget. We'll sometimes pay. We do a lot of our automatic stuff now, but different stuff we'll pay together and everything, but it's just always been our money,
So again, there may be, so let me say it like this. There may be some legitimate reasons, you don't have to send them to me, to have separate bank accounts. I can't imagine what they are, but there may some exist. But if the reason you have separate bank accounts is to hide money from each other, no, don't do that. That's wrong. That's not what's supposed to happen between a husband and wife, who is one flesh. And so everything I have is hers. Everything she has is mine. It's all ours together. So as for secrets, yours are hers, hers are yours, and let there be none between you. Final note on that, because I never really.
No, it's not a final note. I got something to say when you get done.
Well, okay, so not the final note, but I didn't really address the first part of that. Your wife, sir, needs to know that what she shares with you will not be repeated. You have got to know that you have each other's trust. And so things that my wife shares confidentially with me, she's really fortunate because I can't remember what I had for breakfast yesterday. But so I'm known for my confidentiality, and most people just don't understand it because I can't remember nothing. But Patty knows completely that she has my confidence. Things that she talks about with me are between me and her. I don't share those kind of stories. I don't, there's another rule coming up in the near future that will cover some of that. But anyway, Patty, you had a thought?
Yeah, because there was a time in your life that you weren't sharing everything with me. You remember?
No. Do I need another shot of tonic?
No, it was when you were a police officer. Tom was a police officer for most of our married life. And part of this time was before we were saved, and some of it was after we were saved and everything. And, he didn't, and it's hard with police officers because they see a lot of things, and it was a smaller city, but they still had their fair share of crime, fair share of things went on, things he saw that was hard. The baby dying. Not ours, praise God, but it was...
No, but same age as Chelsea
yes,
at the time, 6 months old.
Yeah,
or...
same age as Carly. But anyway, there were things that he would see and everything, and he wasn't not telling me because, I'm not telling Patty that. It was, I'm not going to tell Patty that. I want to protect her from that.
Yeah.
And he realized that... Go ahead and explain it.
Yeah, I was holding it in. And so it was harming our communication because
he was keeping something, but not
right. And then I had my pastor at the time said that Eve was taken out of Adam's rib cage, right? And I said yeah, and he said, what's the primary purpose of the rib cage? And I thought he said to protect the heart. And so what he explained to me and what I found out to be amazingly true is that Patty was made by God, designed by God perfectly to protect my heart. Mm-hmm. And so I learned to do the exact opposite of keeping all of that junk from her. I would come home and dump it out in her lap. And, you might think, well, golly, Tommy, that wasn't very nice. No. She thrived with it. And it allowed it.
That sounds so bad. It just helped our communication.
You thrived in your God-given role of protecting my heart.
Yeah,
it caused her to blossom in the role God had given her to protect my heart. She could take that mess from me, and in the process, it was coming out of me, which was good for me.
Yeah, he needed to be able to get it out. He needed to be able to get it out, and once it's out, it's out.
Once it's out, it's out.
And
yeah.
I wasn't the one experiencing it. It didn't bother me, to hear it. Now, being a police officer, of course, he may not have told me every single detail. He may not have told me names and all that kind of stuff. But he was able to talk about his day at work, and it helped him. So. And that wasn't, like I said, it wasn't like he was doing anything wrong, really. He was protecting me, he thought, by not saying it. So.
We got an amen somewhere from Jamie. Hey, Jamie.
Jamie.
Our Jamie.
Hey, Jamie.
We got several Jamies.
Jamie.
But
We're talking about
our family Jamie.
Niece Jamie. Yeah.
All right. So anyway, that's it. Rule number 1. As for secrets, yours are hers are yours, and let there be none between you. So we are already in overtime. We're 3 minutes in overtime. So you want to get ready to do your deal? So Patty could have solved some cases. Yeah, that was really before. No, it wasn't. Started to say it was before.
Yeah, I could have. I still could. But I told him I would like to open up a detective agency, but he is just not into it.
Ain't happening.
I would love to do
Ain't
that.
happening.
Love to do. I'd sit out in the car and stake out places. Mm-hmm.
All right, so
I'd love to do that.
All right, so Patty is going to
I've
relocate.
offered my services to my friend that works for the FBI, but they just never have called me.
Patty's going to move around to the sourdough table. So Angie, I hope you're still here because we're getting ready to do it. So I'm going to turn the camera around. So I need you to please stand by. Please stand by. All right, I muted the microphone for a minute. Now I need to see. Let me get this out of the way.
Let me wash my hands. I'm going to wash.
Yeah, Patty's going to wash her hands.
Washing them.
Patty is washing her hands, Tara.
There's a difference between wash and wash.
All right, so Patty,
Yes.
I can see the bottom of the sourdough jar and all
But where's
of
my towels
this.
Showing y'all my towels and I can't dry my hands.
All right, so you're going to talk to him about what you did. Do I need
Yes.
to raise the camera up
But y'all
to
I keep forgetting.
make it come down?
Terry wanted to know, I can move it up a little bit. It'd be good if I could like see what, can you turn one of them around? About any tips on growing good squash. Well, I can tell you this, what I do is, I use manure to fertilize.
Okay.
And it really makes for a healthy plant. So yeah, this is going to be good right here. So
Laura said washing is more vigorous than
yes,
washing.
there's a difference in it. And so I washed them because I'm doing bread.
All right, so you see the framing you got there?
Yeah,
And that's okay?
Yeah.
Amy loves your bowl.
Thank you. It was a wedding gift I forgot to give to somebody and I kept it.
I don't know if y'all heard that. It was a wedding gift Patty bought for somebody, and she forgot to give it to him, so she kept it.
I got 2 more.
How's that, huh?
Hey, Books.
Thank y'all for hanging out with us. For those of you who are sticking with us in overtime here. Gosh, I hope Angie's here. We're doing this mainly because we had a viewer.
Well, no, and
Ask
because
about
Jonathan's here too, and he needs some cinnamon rolls. So that's what I need. Some bread. I'm gonna have to make some bread, and I did my water, 1.5 cups, a tablespoon. I'm doing some yeast because I want it to rise fast tomorrow, so I'm doing some yeast in it. So
What size is the bowl?
I don't know.
We don't know. It's about yay big.
That was 1.5 cups of water, and it's way down here. So. Okay, let's see what all I need to do.
It's about yay
I'm
big.
gonna put butter in this too. That's a little different. I usually put oil, and I've done coconut oil, but I'm gonna put butter in this and see how it does.
Okay, Terry Trotto, I just got to tell you how strange that comment looks. All on one line, Terry Trotto said, Patty, I'm using a manure and compost mix on them. Beautiful bowl. We're not going to use manure and compost mix on it.
I was talking to her about squash.
I know. It's just funny the way it all came on the same line.
Right. And I'm going to put 1/4 cup of sugar in there. And if y'all haven't seen it, if y'all have heard salt destroys yeast, Tara has done a thing on her show. One of her live shows, an experiment, and it does not kill the yeast. In fact, I had heard that too, and so there for a little while I quit. And I was scared to death I was going to forget it. I quit adding my salt in now and would add it in after I put a little bit of flour, and I never could tell the difference. So anyway, I keep looking over here at my recipe. 1 tablespoon of salt.
Yeah, Amy, I figured you'd have had a bowl like this. This is a very Amy-looking bowl.
It's a homesteader bowl. Y'all didn't know that? No, I just liked it. The girl that I've got it for probably would not have liked it, but I'm glad I bought what I liked instead of what I thought she would like, so. All right. Now let's see. That was sugar, 1/4 cup of sugar, a tablespoon of salt, 1.5 cups of warm water. Oh, I haven't put the starter in there. I guess we'll put starter since it's sourdough bread.
Terry said she was just about to hit the enter button on that comment, looked up and saw the bowl, and just added, beautiful bowl. It was funny.
Okay.
Do you keep your yeast in the freezer to keep it fresh?
Yes, I do. Now this is not what, this is another kind of yeast. This is not that kind of yeast. I had bought this because I was out of this at Sam's, my Sam's kind, but I just keep this in the fridge and my other one that I get from Sam's in the refrigerator. I'm in the freezer.
Amy said if a bowl looked like Amy, that's what it would look like. Now, that's not what I meant. It's a lovely bowl. It just looks like something you would have, Amy. Doggone you.
All right.
You're not in the frame there, but that's okay.
Oh, sorry.
Now you're not. Now you're still not. Well, the bowl is, the measuring cup. I mean, the jar is. There you go. There you go.
I don't know what you want, baby.
You got it now. Nailed it. Nailed it.
All right. I don't want to forget putting starter. This wouldn't be sourdough bread, I don't guess, if I didn't put starter in there.
It would be like water. something.
It would be plain old white bread. That would be very dry.
Oh, sorry about the lighting.
What's wrong?
Michael Kellum told me I don't have the right kind of lights, and I just hadn't got the right kind of lights. Oh, it's just faded out. You know, it's just like.
Oh yeah, I see that. That looks terrible.
Yeah.
You can't
see
it.
Can you move it closer to the camera?
I can't see.
That looks good now.
Okay.
Looks better anyway.
That's a chunk of yeast floating around there. Okay.
We should put some tonic in the sourdough.
No, don't you dare. That would be nasty.
BJ Stacy's asking Tara if she heard you say bread instead of bread.
Did I? Does Tara say it like that, or do I say bread?
You must.
Bread?
Yeah.
I say bread.
We had our little niece stay with us one time, and she had not stayed in the country before. And stayed up here for what, a week or?
It was close. So 4 or 5 days, long enough that.
4 or 5 days.
And she was only like 3 or 4.
She was only like 3 or 4, and her mama called up here, cracking up, laughing after she got back home, saying, "What have you done to my daughter?" She tells me, "Mama, it's time for my bath." Instead of time for my bath, it's time for my bath.
Yeah, she was just starting to really draw out her words. I guess she was trying to talk like the kids, our kids, you know. So, we had a good time talking about the way we talk. And oh, I just saw a hair.
That's more protein.
Sorry. It's hidden for the farmer's market. This is for us. It's okay. It was a clean hair.
Some of Tara's viewers are going to get all over us about that.
Tommy, hush. Okay.
Fire cider sourdough. We need to work on that.
All right, that was a half a cup of butter that I put in there, and so I have everything: sugar, salt, warm water, starter, yeast, my oil. Now 6 cups of flour. I gotta go over my recipe because I make sure I don't forget anything.
Which one, Lisa? Lisa Booker's saying that's the first video I ever watched on YouTube. I hope nobody's talking on Facebook because I can't get there. I can't hold it. Oh yeah, Jamie says, let's see.
And see, I'm gonna put in 3 cups of flour and mix it up.
That's funny. Jamie said Brock just got out of the shower and recognized our voices instantly.
That's the Brock man.
Brock
Hey Brock.
Man. Hey Brock.
Brock, that little girl you went to prom with is awfully cute. She is a pretty girl.
Tara says, "What? Throw it all out." Banana Graham says, "Where's your hairnet?" Tara says, "Where's your gloves? Where's your hairnet?" Hey, we live here and this is for us and we'll eat it.
Yep. All right, so now I got that mixed in.
Rule. We got a 30-minute rule around here.
Oh, and look, Tomas takes that 5-second rule seriously. I forget what he dropped on the floor, and he picked it up and he said, "Oh, it's a good thing it wasn't 5 seconds." And I was like, "Oh, we still gonna wash that."
What brand of flour are you using?
Oh, y'all, I gotta tell y'all about this. Look at this. What I have found this at the beginning of the market last year at Walmart, and I loved it. Loved it. Made great bread.
Wait, put it back. I want to show that it's non-GMO certified or verified.
And then they quit carrying it. But I found it on, can I move it now?
Yeah.
Then I found it on Walmart.com. And look, I didn't even have to go to the grocery store. They shipped it to me. And it was like $5 and something for 10 pounds. So I don't even know if it's much more than regular flour. And it does, and it really makes nice bread. So I'm excited to have that again. All right, now I've got 4 cups of flour in here. So I'm gonna need that oil out of there where I can all this
Angie,
stuff.
are you here? I was hoping
If she was here, I think she would have already told you by now.
Oh, well, I hadn't been looking constantly. I've forgotten.
Well, you're taking care of the chat.
There it is.
Where it
Yeah,
is.
she's still here.
Okay, good.
Indiana Spec 96.
Yeah.
Are you taking notes?
All right. And now it's time to get your hands in it. After I got about 4 cups in there, it's going to take a total of about 6.
Yeah, y'all need to, Tara, Time to Sow, Amy Fields all say need to get some of that flour.
I'm telling you, I really have been pleased with it. And I did have my glasses on the other day when I was getting some out, and I thought the expiration date was 2015. I was like, oh, no wonder. But it's not. It's 2019, so they weren't pulling a trick on me or anything. So, and I like to kind of push it around the edges where I can get it up under. Now, that was cup number 5, so I know I'll use all this. Now, number 6, I may not use quite all of it, or I may use all of it. I don't know.
Thank you, Terry. Terry Trotto just downloaded the sourdough book.
Oh, great. Thank you. And y'all remember, at 7 o'clock in the morning, as close to 7 as we possibly can, we're going to go live and shape out this dough.
Ooh, I need to go to bed.
I think I'm going to, if I have olives, I know I've got mozzarella cheese. I think I'm going to do me and Tommy some mozzarella, what do I call it? Muffalata loaves.
Oh, yes. I'll go to the store and get olives.
Because we haven't had that in a while. So, and I have been being bad. I haven't had any sourdough bread. I haven't made any, and I have eaten store-bought. And I just don't feel as good, y'all. I still have a little bit of that achiness and everything when I eat non-sourdough bread.
Terry, I hope you use discount code GAHC2018. That's a Great Appalachian Homestead at Conference 2018 for $5 off. Good till midnight, May the 7th.
He likes to use his skills.
Hey, Angie's asking, she says she's going to get the book. Can the recipe be reduced? I don't need a whole lot at one time.
And Angie, I've meant to do that, and I haven't done it. Yes, just cut everything in half. Yeah. Yeah. It all can be cut in half. Every bit of it. So.
If you need some help with that, Angie, just email us.
Yeah, just email me. The only thing that might be a little confusing is it's got the 3 tablespoons of salt, so it'll just be 1.5 teaspoons of salt. So, in fact, I'll give the recipe if you want to jot it down.
8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central Time. We forget sometimes that not everybody lives here. We just know Tara doesn't live here, and we're sad about that. Tara and Michael don't live here yet. I got them a place on the back 40.
If they would just move to this side of the United States, it would make things easier.
Yeah, Tennessee
Yeah, Tennessee is Kentucky hot? That's kind of getting up north a little bit, huh? Or in the middle?
That's fine, Jamie. Brock wants to go turkey hunting.
Oh, yeah. Come on, Brock. Mimi was just here today. She just left today.
We've been known for turkeys around these parts.
Did Steve ever get one here? He called them up. I don't think a gobbler came. I think just the hens came.
Time to Sow. I'm not sure if you're talking about the bread that you on which you get a muffalata in New Orleans. Yes, but Patty's muffalata bread is better.
Oh yeah,
it is a whole muffalata in the bread. Just about except the ham, but.
Yeah, what we do is I do the olives and the cheese in the bread, and then we slice it, and then we put mayonnaise and ham. Oh,
yeah,
it's so good.
It's like a muffalata.
It's like if you watch the video with Tara and Mike, the jalapeno cheese bread. I do the muffalata bread just like that, except I use olives. Put some olives in a food processor and blend them, and use mozzarella cheese in it.
Andy, I ain't moving to Alabama. Sorry.
Nope, we're staying right here.
Yeah, I ain't going nowhere. No. Birch Farm Homestead just made her or his, sourdough. Looks like a lady in the picture. So I'm going to go out on a limb here. Just made her sourdough starter tonight.
Yay, good.
Keep us posted on how that goes.
Now, she bought a starter?
I don't know. Is it ours, Birch Farm? It doesn't matter. Everybody needs to make a starter whether it's ours or not.
She may have just meant starting it from flour and water.
Yeah, maybe so.
All right, now that was my 6 cups of flour, and I'm going to show you it's still a little kind of sticky, and so I'm going to add a little bit more flour. It just depends on your atmosphere. And you know, I know people put it on the counter and it looks really cool kneading it and stuff. I've just always done it in the bowl. I guess I could do it on the counter.
You know, speaking about sourdough starter, Patty and I were talking about this the other day. You know, we've sold quite a few of Patty's little dehydrated sourdough starter packets. And it's just interesting to think, you know, Amy is sending us some starter from Richard Pronicke that's old. And there's some very old sourdough starters out
and it's
there.
from Alaska. And so they say those Alaskan starters, am I saying it right?
Yeah,
Alaskan?
you did that last time.
Are very, very active. So
Well,
I can't wait to see.
They got big yeasties up there,
Yeah.
I guess. But anyway, we've sold quite a number and are still selling Patty's dehydrated sourdough starter. And I just think it's neat to think that some of the people who are starting sourdough starters with Patty's dehydrated starter are going to keep them going. And that it's just amazing to think now that generations from now, there could be Alderman Farms sourdough starters out there that are, 50, 60, 100 years old. That's just cool to think.
Did you get me the oil out?
No, did you ask me to?
I did.
I didn't hear you.
That don't surprise me.
I wasn't in that square. What oil? Where is it?
In there on the shelf, to the left, down.
The olive oil?
Well, yeah, that'd be good. We can do olive oil. Just put it right there and I'll...
Right here?
Yeah.
All right, the lid is off.
Okay, thanks.
Well, I'm just going to take the lid off.
Okay. Okay. Now, see when I do it, it's not really sticking. That's how I want it. And I don't need my bread a ton. I really just needed it more than I normally do, I think. Y'all. Anyway, set that aside. And I don't even wash my bowl out. It's got a little bit of stuck dough in it and the powder. I don't even worry about that. Tomorrow, because I'm putting this oil in here, tomorrow it'll be easy to clean because this oil is like it makes it get loose or something. So, and I just rub the whole bowl with the oil. And this is olive oil Tommy gave me. I use vegetable oil if I have it. And you want to put it in, turn it over. See, I have where it's oiled on both sides. So, and really, it's probably going to rise up bigger than the bowl. So I'm going to leave it right here where I can scrape it up and put it back in. And I'll put saran wrap over this. Let it go all night. And I'm gonna let it go all night and put it in loaves in the morning. And I'm actually gonna do some little cinnamon rolls with this too. And I see a little black speck there.
Birch Farm Homestead says I'm a girl and it's her starter. So good for you.
Good, good, good. That's great.
I hadn't plugged this in a while, but Birch Farm Homestead, if you're not a member of our Friends of Alderman Farms Facebook group,
Yeah.
jump over there and talk sourdough. Patty keeps up with that some. So
Yes, I do.
Jamie said turkey hunting video coming soon.
Woohoo! Yay!
Yeah, he's welcome to come up here and call up some boys.
Okay, you can change it off.
All right, we're fixing to turn the camera back around, so please stand by. I forgot to mute it. I'm gonna
You forgot something?
I forgot to turn the sound back on. We probably didn't say anything important. Start over with what you asked them to do.
Oh, I was just interested.
Sorry.
Wanted to know if anybody would be interested in. You can turn that around too. We can see.
Yeah.
I was thinking about doing it a lot, like I did that sourdough live, like that, but doing it live where if whoever wanted to could actually be making bread at the same time I'm making bread, and so you can kind of go by, seeing, we could chat back and forth and everything actually while you're doing it. So anybody that maybe would be interested in doing that. What?
Amy says, nailed it. Yeah.
Well, my comments are not.
I don't know. It happens on an iPad every now and then, but
It did this last time too.
Yeah, it did.
So let me have yours.
Okay.
Yours is plugged in.
Yeah, the mic was plugged. Oh, I got enough charge. I can do it like this. The mic was plugged in. I muted it while I turned, because I got the mic mounted on the camera stand, and I muted it
Where did it go?
when I turned it around. Oh, sorry. Press the home button again. We'll be with y'all in a minute. Technical difficulties. We're getting tired. It's too late for me.
It did it again. Something's wrong with your thing.
Ain't nothing wrong with my thing. It's working like it's supposed to work. You can't. Don't lay it down. It's gonna go off when you lay it down. Anyway,
fancy things.
So,
Okay.
did you say again what you wanted to say about their ideas, and you talking about doing a live series?
Yeah, and Bandana said she'd like to do that with me. So yes.
And I mentioned,
Yeah, like a class, Linda. Yeah, so good.
one of the things she mentioned was having a little session on shaping the bread, and I mentioned that there's a nice little segment on the bread shaping in the video that Tara shot, Mike and Tara shot with Patty, that's on the Living on a Dime channel, and it was posted just yesterday. And so you can go see that and get a little short tip on shaping bread, how to get the nice rounded loaf, and see that.
Okay, so we've got a lot of replies that y'all would like to do that. Enough that it definitely would be worth doing it. So we'll be thinking about that, and we'll set that time up when that would be good to do that.
Same, getting the same response on Facebook.
Good.
Teresa, Mary Alice are both saying yes, indeed, to do that.
Okay,
and,
well, good. Well, and we'd probably do it I like to make up my bread at night. Like this, about 8 o'clock is typically when I'll make it, 8 or 8:30 Central Time. So I don't know if that's going to be too late for y'all. And then let it rise all night, where in the morning I can put it in loaves and bake it. So, anyway, so.
Also, while I was muted, I was mentioning that we're thinking about putting together a little inexpensive e-course on everything you need to know about making sourdough bread. That would be all-inclusive. It would have notes. It would have,
And the videos and everything.
And
but that's down the road.
That's down the road.
That's
that would be something that would take a long time to do.
We've got gardening right on us, and then I have the farmers market. Before the farmers market, we have the I keep wanting to say Crossville, but that's wrong.
Cookeville, Tennessee, the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference, May 5th and 6th.
We have that, and then I'll get from full swing trying to get my canning done before the farmers market starts, and then we'll be done with that. And we may have another little trip that we're going to go on, and then we'll have the Homesteaders of America Conference in October.
In Front Royal, Virginia. And Patty's also doing a bread class there. Now the bread class she's doing in May in Cookeville at the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference is Secrets of Sourdough
Success.
Yeah, the secrets of successful sourdough. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Night Bandana.
And she's going to be talking about recipes out of her sourdough start to finish book, which you can get at aldermanfarms.net/ebooks.
Thank you, Time to Sew. And sweetbread's not making the sweet dough. Like the dough that I just made. There are some sweet things I do with it. Like I'll make cinnamon rolls with it, and I also make my queen cake with that dough. So it's not hard at all. Do I make it with that dough? I don't know if I do or not. I have to look at my ebook and see. I have made it with just the bread dough. But I have made it with my cinnamon roll dough too. So I don't remember which one I prefer to do. Oh no, I know. I made it with my bread dough. That's what I've been doing lately because when Tara and Mike were here.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I made it with just the regular bread dough, and I really like working with it, making it sweet like that. So
don't forget,
anyway.
we've got a discount code good through midnight, May the 7th for Patty's sourdough books, sourdough start to finish. GAHC2018 will get you $5 off.
Yes.
So do that, and then also, just a quick reminder: go to shop.bonfire.com/offgrid and get you one of these cool T-shirts from Doug and Stacy to help them raise money for hands-on learning programs. And I'm gonna try to get Doug on sometime so he can talk more about what he plans to do with that. But we love Doug and Stacy, and they do so much for the community.
Yep. So. Okay, y'all. It is 9:30 our time. It's almost time for bed.
Yeah. So here's our final reminder. So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do all to the glory of God. And you can find that in context in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 31. Gosh, we appreciate y'all hanging out so late with us.
Thank y'all so much.
So much overtime, and we did like almost a whole half another game, you know. And we will see you next time. Well,
and
we'll see many of you at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, 7 o'clock in the morning. We're gonna be
Central.
Yeah, Central. We're gonna be making bread. So.
And you were about to say something else. You said you were gonna be thinking.
Yeah, we'll be. I'll think about that time. Maybe like next week. We'll give it like a week where we can get it out there for whoever wants to do it and do it one night. And we may need to do that like on Friday night, where Saturday, for anybody that works, they could still maybe participate by making it up Friday night. They would still have Saturday to be able to bake their bread, because if they work, they wouldn't be able to bake the bread the next day.
Maybe we can come up with a survey that we can put on our Alderman Farms Facebook page. Yeah. There's a way to do it in here, but I don't know how to do it. But we might can do like a Survey Monkey thing on. So let us think about that, and we'll put a survey up on Alderman Farms on Facebook, and we'll get your input and just kind of go with what the most people. Yeah, well, the most people could be there. Yeah, and it will be recorded, so you know you can't always see it if you're not able to do it. So anyway, all right, y'all. Y'all have a great night. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Have a